everyone, it is your girl Gel Beauty 87 here, aka Grace, and today we're gonna get into the battle of the, so it's another battle of the coming to y'all. As soon as I saw this Empowered palette, it made me think of the My Dream palette from Natasha Denona, so of course I had to be like, yes, let's get the battle together, let's get it going. Now I don't want to hold my Empowered one up too high, because if y'all remember the shade Bold Moves came pressed. I finally said it right. So I keep saying Boss Moves instead of Bold Moves, but I finally said it right this time. Anyway, it came shattered, so that's why I kind of hold it like this. I don't hold it fully over because I'm scared it's gonna pop out the pan, because I didn't spray it with alcohol. I just kind of just pressed it in there. But here's what both of those look like. So as you can see, they have similar look to it when it comes to colors and whatnot. So I figured it'd be fun to battle them against each other and see if you can get an identical look, because if you can, you can save that money during the Sephora sale and not get this. Plus she usually has halfway decent sales on her website during the holidays. The last one for last year was weak, so I'm hoping she gets a better one this year, because I'm thinking about getting the Glam and Bronze palette just to round out my collection, because I do review Natasha Denona and I want to have both. But this is what both of them look like on a random side note. I feel like there's a lot of similar colors in it. Like this shade right here is similar to the chocolate brown she has, and then a lot of like these neutrally peachy shades look the same. So I'm figuring we can do something simple like that, and then just incorporate incorporate a shimmer like this, or like maybe one of the gold mauve-ish tone shimmers to make the eye look work. So let me zoom y'all in real quick and cute like. So what we're going to do is, since Natasha's palette is the oldest, we're going to put Natasha on this side. So I'll do Natasha off camera on this side, and when we come back on camera, we're going to do the Huda Beauty palette on this side. And then we'll see what kind of eye we come up with, girl. Because I have no idea what I'm about to do. I'm going to swatch some shades. I'll come back, show it on my hand as to what I swatched as opposed to what I put on this side versus what we're going to put on this side. So I'll be right back, girl. Okay, girl? Okay. Okay, here's the look we're going to go with, y'all. So I swatched out all the shades we're going to use. So the first one is Natasha, and the second one is Huda. So we're going to use, what is it? This one is Confident, then this one is Get It right here, and then this one is Visionary, and on the side of my hand right here is Legacy. So those are the ones we're going to use to recreate this look that I got from Natasha's palette. So in Natasha's palette, y'all almost dropped to this palette and it's already got a shade broken. It's already pissed still. I use Aspiration, Unity, Familia, and Risk. Those are the ones we use in here. So basically this one, this one, this one, and that's what's on the lid. Now the inner corner shades I could match, because in Huda's palette they don't have the same what do you call it, they don't have the same undertone when it comes to the shimmer. So it's like Huda's has more of a copper undertone to it for the inner corner shade, and Natasha's has a more champagne shade. So I wasn't able to have an inner corner shade, so I'm not gonna have one in this video today because I didn't want to put the deeper tone in the inner corner. But the rest of the stuff matched well enough, so I felt like we could use that, so we just did that. Green highlighter I have one came from the Teresa is Lethal collection. So that's what's going on with that. With the highlight on my face, that weird green twinge you see in the middle of my forehead. But my battery's about to die, so go get the other battery and then we can start on the hood eye. Okay, yeah, so get a brush out for the outer V, because I did not grab any brushes out for the side I'm doing now. Of course, you know, very professional. Let me see. So I just need an outer V brush. Where is that? Sure, we'll take this one is the outer V brush. I need a simple crease brush. Sorry, I should be a little more prepared. This is what happens when you try to film at 5 in the morning. You're just not prepared. You're not there. I don't know. Am I even really here right now? I don't know. It's 5 in the morning. I don't know anything. Okay. Where is that brush? No, that's not it. Oh. Wait, let me just take this one. So, I'm gonna start off with the shade Get It. That's the more oily shade, because I originally started off with a shade like this. Then I decided that I didn't like the undertone of it for the look I was going for. I was just going for a more smoky tone. Even though this one looked better than the one from the Natasha palette. The Natasha palette, since I did it off camera first, it looked a whole mess. It was just way too light and crazy. With this one, I feel like I could wing it, but since we had to put the brown shade on top, which is why I ended up swatching the brown where I swatched it on the side of my hand randomly because I didn't plan on using this shade. It was like, you know, okay. So that's cool. Now we're going to take the shade Legacy. Copy that. And just dust it on top of this one, which is how I got the like hue and undertone I got on the other side. I combined like the peachy pinkish tones with these like more neutral or brown, warm brownish tones, because I feel like it looks warm on this side and looks more neutral on this side, but that's because the colors in the Huda palette have some warm and some cool, but I feel like she normally does more warm than cool, so I'm assuming that's why this is the way it is. So that's what we're working with. Now the color in the Natasha Denona palette, the brown, is much deeper than the one in the Huda palette. If you all didn't notice, just by the swatch on my hand, the one in the Huda palette is much lighter. So just bear that in mind when I'm like put it on my eye, you'll see that it's much lighter. Clean off the brush real quick, because I'm trying to make the same shape, so I want to use the same brush, but I only have one of this brush. So just bear with me on that, but as you can see, it goes on deeper than it swatches, so I guess that's good, but I still feel like it looks lighter than this side, so that's why I wanted to mention it before I started putting it on. So if you saw a difference, like, yeah, it is lighter than the Natasha. And I noticed just from swatching, the Huda formula is drier than the Natasha. The Natasha shadows felt much creamier than the Huda Beauty ones. So Huda's formula is dry, but it's just as pigmented and nice as you can see. It's not like hers is lacking in pigmentation, it's just a drier formula, so it depends on what you prefer. I prefer Natasha's creamy formula. I like the fact that Huda always gives you like a whole bunch of new different finishes in every holiday palette. So like there's this weird glossy finishing one in here that I tried to swatch, and that's how I found out I didn't have an inner corner shade, because I swatched it thinking it might work, and then it was like, oh no, we're not doing that. And I was like, oh, we're not? And they were like, no. And I was like, oh, okay. Thanks for sharing. So I usually try to bring it like right about here when it comes to the deepening shade. It's just something new I'm trying to like give extra definition to the crease in here, so that's why I did it that way. Now, let's go into, since I need this brush, we're going to go into my lid shade now. Where did I put that brush? Okay, so my lid shade is Visionary. I'm not going to put any glitter glue on my lid this time. Y'all know I normally do, but I just decided we was going to go out with this shade. So, as you can see, this shade is much lighter than the shade on the other side though, so to me this gives more of a like corally copper-ish type vibe, but I feel like when it's swatched it gave more of a, you know, reddish tone vibe like the Huda one did. I mean like this one did, but as you can see when you actually put it on the eye, it doesn't give the same aesthetic. Now I'm gonna go back into the brown and redefine. So we're gonna redefine here under V. And definitely more right here in the crease. Just want to see more definition up in here. So this is pretty much our finished eye look. So let's back around up and talk about my thoughts and like which palette I like best and all that good stuff there. Let me back you on up real quick. Okay, so you see both the eyes. I talked about both the formulas as I did the eye look and the different finishes and whatnot. So I guess we should just break down to which palette I prefer as far as it goes. So it depends on what I'm trying to do, which palette I would prefer. I like the fact that Huda always has a whole bunch of different consistencies in her palettes. Like I said when I was doing the eye look, how it has different textures and all that type of stuff. However, I do prefer the creaminess of Natasha's mattes. And I felt like they were more pigmented with the Huda one. If you notice with the brown, I felt like I had to build it up more to get the same impact as this side did automatically on its own. So it all depends on what you want in a palette, what I feel like is best. When it comes to the palette stone and which one I would pick, honestly, I think I would go with the Huda one, because at the end of the day, it's not like you can't build up the pigmentation to get the deepness. So if you don't mind working a little bit, I definitely like that. And I like the fact she has a lot of different finishes and textures that you don't normally get in a lot of palettes. I know Natasha has her signature cream and she threw the one trio chrome in this palette, but I feel like Huda just gives us so many different finishes and textures and things and unique stuff she always tries to come out with her big palette, that I would rather have that one as opposed to this one, because I feel like this one is similar to the retro. If you all remember, I did a look with the retro that was similar to this and did a battle of the retro versus this one that was similar. So it's like if you already had the retro, I feel like you have a lot of these shades, and not that you don't have a lot of these shades with Huda, but the difference is Huda always gives different finishes. The cream to powder she has perfected and likes to use a lot, and the trio chrome she gave us one of, so that was nice. But I'm gonna say the Huda won the battle for me, just because I can get a whole bunch of different textures and finishes with her palette. And if I remember correctly, you get more shades with her palette than you do with Natasha's palette. Since they're about the same, let me see, do you get more grams? So you get more grams for Natasha's palette, but it's like you get more finishes and textures and even eyeliners that she came out with this palette. So I'm here for it for that reason alone. So those are my thoughts. You can comment down below and let me know which eye you like better, because I do like the way the Natasha eye looks better. It's just for the aforementioned reason I'm going to say the Huda one is better. So let me know down below what you think though. I hope you all enjoyed this video. Remember, you all are diamonds, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Be blessed, girl. Bye.